The signs are there if you know where to look. Women are experts at subtlety, and when she wants you to make a move, her actions will speak volumes. The Stoics, masters of understanding human nature, remind us to observe carefully, for life's answers are often hidden in plain sight. Today, we'll uncover the psychology behind a woman's behavior when she's waiting for you to take the lead. Stick around until the end, because each chapter reveals a crucial sign that, when pieced together, will make you unstoppable in understanding her desires. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your stories in the comments. Chapter 1. Her friends ask if you're interested. When a woman is interested in you, she rarely acts in isolation. Her feelings often involve her social circle, and her friends can play a pivotal role in expressing her interest. If her friends casually bring her name up in conversation or directly ask you if you're interested in her, it's not a random occurrence. This is a subtle yet clear signal that they are acting on her behalf, gauging your reaction and gently steering you in her direction. Female psychology thrives on community and support systems. Women often lean on their friends when navigating romantic interests. If her inner circle is involved, it indicates that she's already shared her feelings with them. Women don't often confide in their friends about someone unless they see potential, so when her friends begin to drop these hints, consider it a green light. They're not just being friendly, they're creating an opening for you to step forward. This isn't a moment to be passive or hesitant. When her friends ask about your interest or bring her into the conversation, it's a deliberate move meant to gauge your response. It's a way of testing the waters to see if you're interested, and they are playing a supportive role in getting you two closer. Pay attention to how these interactions unfold. Are her friends laughing or exchanging knowing looks when you're around? Are they subtly teasing her in front of you? These playful dynamics often indicate that she wants you to take notice of her, and more importantly, take action. Understanding female psychology means recognizing the importance of these social cues. Women tend to share their feelings with their friends for a reason. They trust them to be part of the process. When her friends ask if you're interested, it's a sign that her attraction has moved beyond a personal feeling and into a shared space with those who are invested in her happiness. It's an invitation for you to act, and the more aware you are of these signals, the more effectively you can respond. What's crucial here is not to overthink these moments. The Stoics teach us the value of acting decisively when the opportunity arises. Hesitation, indecision, and overanalysis only delay the inevitable. If her friends are dropping hints, you've already been given the signal. It's not the time to second guess or wonder about the intent, it's the perfect moment to make your move. She's not only put herself out there by discussing you with her friends, but now she's waiting for you to respond in kind. These subtle yet powerful social interactions are an essential part of female psychology. Women don't just wait for things to happen, they encourage the dynamics they want to unfold. By involving her friends, she's inviting you into a shared space, allowing you to take the next step with greater clarity. When you notice her friends bringing her into the conversation or asking about your interest, take it as a cue. Be present, aware, and decisive. This is her way of saying, "I'm interested, and now it's your turn to act." Don't let the moment slip away, or embrace the opportunity with confidence and respond with clarity. Chapter 2. If she locks eyes with you often. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication. When a woman locks eyes with you often, it's rarely accidental. Her gaze lingering on you across the room or during a conversation is a deliberate act, a way to draw you in without saying a word. This unspoken language is her way of signaling interest and waiting to see if you'll respond. Female psychology is incredibly attuned to subtle cues, especially body language. Extended eye contact creates an immediate connection, igniting curiosity and attraction. It's a way for her to establish intimacy while leaving space for you to take the lead. If she looks away and then glances back to see if you're still watching, she's not being coy. She's giving you an opportunity to step into the dynamic and meet her halfway. This back and forth is a playful and intriguing dance. When a woman repeatedly catches your eye, she's testing the waters, gauging your reaction. Will you acknowledge her with confidence, or will you hesitate and look away? These small moments are significant. They set the tone for what comes next. The power of prolonged eye contact isn't just emotional, it's also physiological. It stimulates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and creating feelings of excitement and connection. When she locks eyes with you, she's inviting you to experience this shared chemistry. It's not just about attraction, it's about creating a moment that feels uniquely personal and charged with energy. What makes this so effective is the balance between boldness and vulnerability. By locking eyes, she's opening a door while leaving it to you to step through. It's her way of showing interest without being overt, a subtle invitation that carries weight. Female psychology thrives on this balance, as it allows her to express curiosity while maintaining a sense of intrigue. As the Stoics emphasize, confidence lies in action, not hesitation. When you catch her gaze, don't overthink. Hold her eyes for just a moment longer than feels natural and let a genuine smile surface. This simple act conveys assurance, warmth, and interest. It's a way of telling her, I see you, and I'm ready to engage. In conversations, eye contact takes on an even deeper significance. If she maintains her gaze while you're speaking, she's not just hearing your words, she's absorbing your presence. This is a sign of genuine interest and attentiveness, a clear indicator that she's drawn to you on more than just a superficial level. Notice the nuances in her gaze. Does it soften when she looks at you? Do her pupils dilate slightly? These micro-expressions are often unconscious yet incredibly revealing. They indicate that she feels comfortable and attracted to you. Sometimes, her gaze might take on a teasing or playful quality. For instance, she might hold eye contact for a beat longer than expected, then break it with a smile or laugh. This adds a layer of flirtation to the interaction, creating a dynamic that's light-hearted yet magnetic. Moments like these are opportunities to build rapport and deepen the connection without needing to say much at all. However, it's important to be mindful of the context. Not every lingering gaze is an invitation. Pay attention to the consistency of her behavior. If she locks eyes with you repeatedly in various settings and pairs it with other signs of interest, like leaning toward you or initiating conversation, then her intent is likely clear. Female psychology thrives on subtlety and nuance. By holding your gaze, she's communicating more than words ever could. She's inviting you to step into her world, to break through the surface and explore the potential for something deeper. When you respond confidently to her gaze, you're not just acknowledging her interest, you're validating it. This creates a positive feedback loop, reinforcing the connection and building mutual attraction. It's a way of saying, I see you, and I'm here, without needing to overstate it. The Stoics taught the importance of intentionality in every action. When a woman locks eyes with you, your response should be deliberate. Whether it's holding her gaze with quiet assurance or approaching her with a simple but meaningful comment, let your actions reflect clarity and confidence. Ultimately, eye contact is about more than attraction, it's about creating a shared moment. When her gaze meets yours, and you respond in kind, you're laying the groundwork for a connection that feels effortless yet profound. It's a small but powerful step toward something that could grow into much more. Chapter 3. She breaks away from her friends to be alone with you. In social settings, women often rely on their group as a source of comfort and security. It's a natural dynamic, one that creates a sense of camaraderie and support. However, when a woman deliberately steps away from that comfort zone to spend time with you, it's a strong signal of her interest. This move is rarely accidental. It's her subtle way of showing that she values your presence enough to create an opportunity for one-on-one interaction. Imagine a scenario where you are at a party or a casual gathering. She has every reason to stay engaged with her friends, yet you notice her drifting away from the group and gravitating toward you. Perhaps she comes to stand next to you, initiates a conversation, or remains nearby even after the group has dispersed. These actions are her way of carving out space for connection, intimacy, and deeper interaction. Female psychology often walks the line between assertiveness and plausible deniability. By breaking away from her friends, she can show her interest without overtly stating it. This gives her the room to express attraction while still maintaining a sense of mystery. For you, these moments are golden opportunities. When she intentionally creates this proximity, she's inviting you to engage with her on a more personal level. Pay attention to how she behaves during these moments. Does she make direct eye contact, lean in when you speak, or seem genuinely invested in the conversation? These are all subtle cues that she wants your attention. Women often use body language to communicate what words might not. By breaking away from her friends and focusing on you, she's signaling that you're the person she wants to connect with most in that setting. The timing of her actions also matters. For instance, if she chooses to approach you during a quiet moment or lingers nearby after the group disperses, it's her way of creating a private bubble within a public space. This is especially significant because it requires a conscious decision on her part. Leaving the comfort of her social circle to be near you demonstrates that she's prioritizing the possibility of deeper interaction with you over the safety net of her group. This behavior taps into a fundamental aspect of female psychology, the desire for connection. Women are naturally attuned to emotional intimacy, and stepping away from her friends to engage with you is a calculated move to foster that closeness. It's also a way of testing the waters, gauging your reaction to see if you'll reciprocate her interest and take the initiative to deepen the bond. The Stoics taught the value of living in the moment and seizing opportunities as they arise. When a woman positions herself near you, it's an invitation to act. Don't overthink her intentions or second-guess yourself. Instead, engage her in meaningful conversation. Ask about her interests, share something personal about yourself, or simply enjoy the flow of the moment. This isn't about creating a grand romantic gesture, but about building a genuine connection that feels natural and unforced. However, it's essential to approach these moments with awareness and respect. Just because she breaks away from her friends doesn't mean she's ready for a full-blown confession of your feelings. Take things slow and let the interaction evolve organically. Show genuine interest in her as a person and focus on creating an atmosphere of comfort and mutual enjoyment. It's also worth noting that this behavior isn't always about romantic interest. It can sometimes reflect a desire for platonic connection or even simple curiosity. The key is to read the context and look for other signs of attraction. If her actions consistently align with this pattern, breaking away from her friends to spend time with you, initiating private conversations, and lingering in your presence, it's a strong indication that she's interested in something more. Reciprocity is crucial in these situations. When she makes the effort to step away from her friends and focus on you, respond by giving her your full attention. This doesn't mean monopolizing her time or forcing the interaction. It's about showing that you value her effort and are equally interested in exploring the connection. As the interaction progresses, look for ways to deepen the bond. Share stories, ask questions, and create moments that feel unique to the two of you. This is your chance to stand out and show her that you're someone worth investing in emotionally. When she sees that you're engaged and present, it reinforces her decision to break away from her friends and spend time with you. Ultimately, when a woman breaks away from her friends to be alone with you, she's taking a step that's both bold and intentional. It's her way of signaling interest while still leaving room for you to take the lead. By recognizing these moments for what they are and responding with confidence and authenticity, you can turn a fleeting interaction into a meaningful connection that lays the foundation for something deeper. The Stoics remind us to act with purpose and clarity. When the opportunity arises, embrace it. Show her that you're not only aware of her efforts, but also willing to meet her halfway. This balance of confidence and attentiveness will not only strengthen the connection, but also set the stage for a relationship rooted in mutual respect and attraction. Chapter 4. She asks you personal questions. When a woman is truly interested in you, her curiosity becomes more focused and intentional. She'll move beyond surface-level small talk and begin asking deeply personal questions. These inquiries might touch on your passions, childhood, aspirations, or even the challenges you've faced in life. This shifting conversation reflects her desire to connect with you on a level that goes beyond the ordinary. It's not just about gathering facts, it's about understanding the person behind them. Female psychology is deeply rooted in emotional intimacy. Women often seek to form connections that are emotionally fulfilling and meaningful. When she asks about your family dynamics, your greatest achievements, or even your fears, she's trying to uncover the layers that make you who you are. These questions are her way of gauging your compatibility, values, and emotional depth. They're also a way of signaling her interest in building something more substantial with you. When she initiates these conversations, it's important to recognize the underlying significance. For instance, if she asks about your childhood, she's likely trying to understand the foundation of your character. Questions about your dreams and goals indicate her curiosity about how you see your future and whether she could be part of it. This isn't just casual conversation, it's her way of stepping closer to you emotionally. How you respond to her questions matters immensely. If you brush off her inquiries or respond in a guarded manner, it can create a barrier that hinders the connection she's trying to build. On the other hand, if you engage openly and authentically, you signal that you're equally invested in the interaction. Sharing your personal stories, even the vulnerable ones, allows her to see the real you, and that's often what she's most drawn to. The Stoics remind us of the value of authenticity and vulnerability. While they emphasized emotional resilience, they also understood the importance of genuine connections. When she asks personal questions, it's not a test, but an opportunity. Responding thoughtfully and truthfully shows that you're willing to let her in, creating a safe space for mutual understanding and trust to grow. Pay attention to the kinds of questions she asks and how she reacts to your answers. If she follows up with more questions, listens intently, or shares her own experiences in return, it's a clear sign that she's deeply engaged. This reciprocal exchange fosters a sense of intimacy that goes beyond mere attraction. It builds a foundation for a potential relationship. It's also worth noting that the timing of her questions can reveal her intentions. If she brings up personal topics during a quiet moment or in a setting that feels intimate, she's likely trying to create a deeper connection. These conversations are often her way of exploring whether there's potential for a meaningful bond. On the flip side, asking personal questions can also be her way of subtly testing your compatibility. By exploring your values, ambitions, and perspectives, she's determining whether your paths align. This isn't a bad thing, it's her way of being intentional about her time and energy. A woman who invests emotionally wants to ensure she's doing so with someone who shares her vision for the future. Reciprocity is key when she asks personal questions. If she's making the effort to dive deeper into your world, mirror that effort by showing interest in hers. Ask her about her childhood memories, her passions, or the moments that shaped her. This exchange creates a dynamic where both parties feel seen and valued, strengthening the connection further. It's also essential to maintain a balance between openness and mystery. While it's important to share your thoughts and experiences, avoid oversharing or dominating the conversation. Female psychology is drawn to men who are intriguing yet approachable. Reveal enough to keep her engaged, but leave room for her to uncover more as the relationship develops. The Stoics emphasize balance in all things, and this principle applies here. Respond to her questions with authenticity, but also with restraint. Avoid the temptation to embellish your stories to impress her. Instead, let your genuine self shine through. Authenticity builds trust, and trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful connection. When a woman asks you personal questions, she's giving you a glimpse into her intentions and feelings. These conversations are her way of exploring the potential for something deeper while also expressing her interest in you. By recognizing and valuing these moments, you can turn a simple exchange of words into a meaningful connection that resonates on both an emotional and intellectual level. Ultimately, her personal questions are an invitation, an opportunity for you to connect with her on a level that transcends the superficial. Responding with thoughtfulness, openness, and curiosity shows that you are not just interested in her attention, but in understanding who she truly is. In doing so, you create a dynamic that's not only engaging, but also deeply fulfilling for both of you. Chapter 5. She invites you into her space or touches you. Physical proximity is one of the clearest signs of attraction. When a woman allows or even encourages you to enter her personal space, it's her way of showing she feels comfortable around you and is interested in developing a closer connection. Whether she leans in during a conversation, lightly brushes against you, or playfully touches your arm, these subtle gestures are intentional. They're her way of breaking down barriers, testing the waters, and inviting you to deepen the interaction. Female psychology places significant value on touch and personal space. Touch is not just a physical act, it's a language of trust and attraction. When a woman initiates physical contact, even in small ways, she's signaling that she feels safe with you. For instance, a gentle touch on your shoulder while laughing at a joke or adjusting your tie without prompting might seem minor, but in the world of nonverbal communication, these actions carry a lot of weight. When she invites you into her space, it's important to pay attention to how she's doing it. Is she leaning in closer during a conversation? Does she tilt her body toward you while you're talking? These subtle cues are her way of creating intimacy without words. It's a powerful and vulnerable act that shows she's open to letting you in, both physically and emotionally. Recognizing and respecting these signs is crucial to building trust and attraction. This behavior often aligns with a woman's subconscious need to feel connected. When she's drawn to you, she naturally wants to reduce the physical and emotional distance between you. Proximity is her way of bridging that gap. It's not just about being close physically, it's about creating a sense of shared space and understanding. If she's inching closer to you at a crowded event or positioning herself so you're standing shoulder to shoulder, she's actively trying to build a connection. However, it's important to remember that proximity and touch should always feel mutual. Female psychology is highly attuned to authenticity and respect. If your response to her gestures feels forced, rushed, or overly calculated, it could disrupt the natural flow of the interaction. Instead, meet her halfway. If she brushes her arm against yours, let the moment linger before reciprocating subtly. If she leans in during a conversation, hold her gaze and mirror her body language to show you're on the same page. The Stoics emphasized the importance of acting with integrity and respecting others' boundaries. In this context, it means being aware of her cues while maintaining a balanced approach. When she invites you into her space or initiates touch, it's not an invitation to rush things or overstep her boundaries. It's a signal of trust that should be handled with care and mindfulness. Confidence is attractive, but it should never come at the expense of mutual comfort and respect. Touch and proximity aren't just about attraction, they also lay the foundation for emotional connection. When a woman feels safe and valued in your presence, the physical gestures become a natural extension of that bond. For example, if she places her hand on your arm while making a point or playfully nudges you during a joke, she's creating a shared moment that strengthens the connection. These small gestures might seem insignificant, but they have a cumulative effect on building intimacy. It's also worth noting that the context of these gestures matters. If she's touching you in a playful, light-hearted manner, she might be testing the waters to gauge your reaction. If her gestures are more deliberate, like resting her hand on your knee or leaning her head on your shoulder, she's likely signaling a deeper level of interest. Understanding the nuances of her actions will help you respond appropriately and strengthen the bond between you. Responding to her proximity and touch with confidence is key. If she invites you into her space, don't shy away or act awkwardly. Instead, embrace the moment with ease and assurance. For instance, if she leans in during a conversation, hold her gaze and smile, showing that you're comfortable with the closeness. If she playfully touches your arm, respond with a light-hearted comment or a gentle touch of your own. These reciprocal actions show that you're tuned into her signals and value the connection. Female psychology also values subtlety and mystery. While it's important to respond to her gestures, avoid overanalyzing or overreacting. Let the interaction unfold naturally, allowing her to feel that the connection is mutual and organic. The Stoics taught us to act with purpose and restraint, and this principle applies here. By staying composed and intentional, you create an atmosphere of trust and attraction that deepens the bond between you. Ultimately, when a woman invites you into her space or initiates touch, she's opening a door for deeper connection. These gestures aren't random, they're her way of testing your awareness and interest. By recognizing and responding to these cues with confidence and respect, you not only honor her trust, but also create a dynamic that's both exciting and meaningful. Chapter 6. She keeps the door open for you. When a woman wants you to make a move, she doesn't always communicate it outright. Instead, she creates opportunities for you to step forward. These subtle actions are her way of leaving the door open, both figuratively and sometimes even literally. She might linger after a conversation, text you first without a specific reason, or find small excuses to keep the interaction alive. These aren't random acts, they are intentional signals designed to give you space to take the next step. Consider this: the woman who isn't interested will usually close doors, either by being unresponsive, cutting conversations short, or steering interactions toward a platonic tone. On the other hand, a woman who wants to engage more deeply will create openings for you to step through. She might linger at the end of a date, hesitating before saying goodbye. Perhaps she brings up plans without committing to them herself, like saying, "We should check out that new restaurant sometime." These are not empty words, they are invitations. Female psychology is deeply attuned to reading and responding to subtle signals. When she keeps the door open, she's extending an opportunity for you to make a move. Women value consistency and initiative, so when she takes small actions to maintain a connection, she's likely testing whether you're paying attention and willing to respond. These moments are your chance to show that you're aware of the dynamic and ready to take things further. This doesn't mean you should rush or force anything. The key is to act with purpose and clarity, as the Stoics would advise. Recognize the openings she creates and respond thoughtfully. For instance, if she texts you about something seemingly mundane, use it as an opportunity to deepen the conversation or suggest meeting up. If she lingers after a conversation, take that moment to make plans or share something personal that strengthens your bond. These opportunities aren't just about logistics, they're about emotional availability. By keeping the door open, she's signaling that she values the connection and wants to see where it could lead. However, she's also testing your confidence and ability to lead. Women are naturally drawn to men who can balance attentiveness with decisiveness. When she makes space for you to act, it's not about hesitation or uncertainty on her part, it's about inviting you to step into a more active role in the relationship. The Stoics remind us of the importance of clarity in action. In relationships, this means recognizing opportunities and acting on them without overthinking or doubting yourself. If she's leaving the door open, it's not the time to hesitate or analyze every detail, it's the time to move forward with confidence. By doing so, you signal not only your interest, but also your ability to take initiative, which is deeply attractive. At the same time, authenticity is crucial. Women are highly perceptive when it comes to insincerity or forced behavior. If you're making a move simply because you feel obligated or because you think it's what she wants, she'll sense it immediately. Instead, align your actions with genuine interest and respect for the dynamic you're building. If she's leaving the door open, it's because she sees potential in you. Embrace that opportunity with authenticity and self-assurance. Keep in mind that these openings aren't indefinite. While a woman might leave the door open for a while, she's also observing how you handle the moment. Prolonged hesitation or a lack of response could make her question your interest or readiness. This doesn't mean you need to act impulsively, but it does mean recognizing the balance between patience and decisiveness. Women appreciate men who can read the situation and act at the right time, turning subtle cues into meaningful steps forward. These moments also build trust. When you step through the door she leaves open, you're not just advancing the relationship, you're showing her that you're paying attention to her needs and signals. Trust grows when both parties feel understood and valued, and responding to her subtle invitations is a powerful way to nurture that foundation. The Stoics emphasized acting with intention and living in harmony with one's values. In the context of relationships, this means approaching these moments with integrity and confidence. If she keeps the door open, walk through it not as someone seeking approval, but as someone who recognizes the mutual interest and respects the shared connection. Every interaction she initiates or prolongs is an opportunity for growth. Whether it's through a lingering glance, an open-ended comment, or a casual text, she's inviting you to engage on a deeper level. Use these moments to show her not only your interest, but also your capacity for meaningful connection. By stepping forward with purpose and authenticity, you transform her subtle signals into the beginning of something more tangible and rewarding. In relationships, as in life, opportunities are fleeting. When a woman leaves the door open for you, it's a moment of potential, a chance to move closer and solidify the bond. The question isn't whether the opportunity exists, it's whether you'll recognize it and act. Let her actions guide you, and let your response reflect the confidence, respect, and awareness that make you stand out. Chapter 7. When you touch her, she moves closer. Physical touch is one of the most intimate and revealing forms of communication. It goes beyond words, transcending conscious thought, and speaks directly to human connection. When you touch her, whether it's a light brush of the arm, a playful nudge, or a subtle guiding hand on her back, and she responds by moving closer, leaning in, or mirroring your gestures, it's a powerful signal. Her body language is telling you what she might not yet be ready to say. She feels a connection and wants to explore it further. This response isn't accidental, it's deeply rooted in female psychology. Women are naturally intuitive when it comes to physical cues, and their reactions are often deliberate, even if they appear spontaneous. When she moves closer after your touch, she's not only expressing her comfort with you, but also inviting you to deepen the interaction. This movement bridges the gap between interest and attraction, encouraging you to take the next step. It's her way of showing she's open to you while still leaving the lead in your hands. The magic of this moment lies in its subtlety. She isn't outright declaring her feelings or making an overt move. Instead, she's testing the waters, gauging your intentions, and signaling her readiness. The ball is in your court now, and how you respond will either strengthen the connection or let the moment slip away. This is where your awareness and confidence come into play. Recognizing her reaction and responding with care and intention is key to maintaining the delicate balance of mutual attraction. Stoicism provides valuable insights into navigating such interactions. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-awareness and emotional control, traits that are critical in moments of vulnerability and connection. When she moves closer, it's tempting to rush forward or overanalyze her intentions. However, the Stoic approach would advise patience and composure. Let your actions reflect a calm confidence and understanding that attraction is a journey, not a destination. By doing so, you allow the connection to develop naturally and authentically. Her movement closer is more than just a physical reaction, it's an emotional gesture. It signifies trust, interest, and a willingness to be vulnerable. Touch, when done respectfully and thoughtfully, creates a safe space where barriers begin to dissolve. In this space, mutual attraction can flourish, free from the constraints of doubt or hesitation. This is why it's crucial to be mindful of the context and her comfort level. A light touch should feel natural, not forced, and her response should guide your next move. Female psychology thrives on reciprocity. When she reacts positively to your touch, it's an invitation to maintain the momentum while remaining sensitive to her boundaries. This interplay of give and take keeps the connection alive and dynamic, fueling her interest and deepening her emotional engagement. Her willingness to lean in or draw closer indicates that she's ready for more, but she's also observing how you handle the situation. Will you respect her signals and build the trust she seeks, or will you rush forward and risk unsettling the balance? The Stoics believed in acting with purpose and integrity. Their teachings remind us that attraction should never be about manipulation or coercion, but about mutual respect and genuine connection. When she moves closer, it's not a challenge to conquer, but an opportunity to nurture something meaningful. Approach this moment with gratitude and intentionality, recognizing it as a shared experience rather than a one-sided victory. In these subtle exchanges, every detail matters: the way you touch her, the timing, the context, and, most importantly, how you react to her response. If she moves closer, lean into the moment with quiet confidence. Engage her in conversation, maintain eye contact, or offer another light touch to reaffirm the connection. Avoid overanalyzing or second-guessing her intentions. Instead, trust in the natural flow of attraction and let her actions guide you. Physical touch, when reciprocated, creates a profound sense of intimacy that words often fail to capture. It's a language of its own, spoken through gestures and proximity, where every movement tells a story. When she responds by moving closer, she's writing the next chapter with you. This is your cue to step into the narrative with authenticity and self-assuredness. As the Stoics teach us, the power of attraction lies not in seeking to control or dominate, but in understanding and embracing the moment. When she moves closer, she's expressing a level of comfort and interest that deserves respect and care. By reflecting her actions with thoughtful intention, you create a space where trust and attraction can grow. In this space, the foundation of a meaningful connection is laid, one gesture at a time. The signs are subtle but powerful, and understanding them gives you an edge in building genuine connections. When she wants you to make a move, her behavior will guide you if you're observant and confident enough to act. Let these chapters serve as your blueprint, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your experiences in the comments. Your story might just inspire someone else.